welcome back to my channel. My name is Trina. If you guys are first time subscribers or first time checking this channel out, then thank you so much for coming in and checking this video out. If you guys want to subscribe, do that and I will be super happy. But anyway, in this video, I'm gonna be recreating the Valentine's look that I did this year. It was very special to me because this is the first time that Ian and I spent Valentine's Day together in the same country. If you guys didn't know, Ian and I were in a long distance relationship for 3 years, and this is the first time that we were together. Anyway, I wanted to amp up the look with something very romantic and sultry, so I did a really glammed up eye look using the Rosé in the Air palette by Wet n Wild, and I used a lot of berries, really warm tones just to bring out the brown in my eyes. I know I look like an alien right now, but this is exactly what I wore during that picture that I showed you on Instagram, and all of you wanted to know how I did this look, so I am doing that right now. So if you guys want to know how I achieved this look, then keep on watching. Okay, to start off, I'm just gonna prime my eyes with some Too Faced Shadow Insurance. You can use whatever eyeshadow primer that you want or trust. The palette that I'll be using today is the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air, and a lot of people have been talking about this, but this is the first time I'm actually showing this on video. That's a little powdery. And this is how that looks like. It looks very familiar because it does look like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And if you compare the two, they're very, very similar, if you guys can see. Other palettes that you can use as well is the Profusion Amber Eyes, and this is I think $6 to $9 from Target. I'm not really sure, but yeah, this is very affordable as well, and I have played around with this. And then if you're in the Philippines, you can also use the Berries palette by BYS. I unfortunately don't have that. I only have the Peach palette, but I know that they look very, very similar to the Modern Renaissance as well. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this white bone matte color right here. I absolutely love it when palettes have that color because I just like washing that all over my lid to give it like a smooth canvas. I'm gonna be using a bunch of my brushes from Beauty Cosmetics, and the one that I'm using right now is the D12. Just gonna put that all over my lid, including my brow bone. I love that this cancels out all the redness and the discoloration that I have on my lids. Okay, now that that's done, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be using my D14 brush, and it's a little bit more tapered. That's why I like using it to blend out the crease. And the transition color that we're using today is this bottom color right here. It's like a toasty brown color. Dip that in, tap off the excess, and start on the crease. So I'm just gonna try and put the color right above my crease a little bit, just because this is gonna be the transition shade that we're using. So it's gonna be a little bit lighter and the one that you see on the very edge of the eye. I always start on the outer edge just because that's where the color is gonna be most concentrated in, and then windshield wiper motions, I just bring it towards the inner corner of the eye. Gonna do the same for the other eye. Okay, next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my 217 from MAC, and this is definitely much tapered as compared to the D12 and the D14 from the Beauty Cosmetics. And I'm gonna use these two and put it on my crease and define that crease a little bit more. So I'm just gonna mix those two together, and I'm gonna use that to define my crease. So what I usually like doing is I look up, and then it makes me see where my crease is much better, and then that's where I concentrate the color. I'm not gonna drag it up either. I'm just gonna concentrate it on that area. You just basically follow the shape of your eyeballs. I'm just gonna go back in with my D14 and my transition shade and just add a little bit more and blend that together, because I still want that transition shade to be peeking through. Next, I'm gonna grab my D8 brush and I'm gonna go into this super beautiful fuchsia pink color, and I'm just gonna dab that in. So this one right here. And get a little bit and use that for my outer V and bring it in a little as well. This is such a beautiful palette. I love the colors of it, and it's super easy to blend too. I've used this a couple of times already and I absolutely love it. Such a cheap alternative to the Modern Renaissance one. I do apologize because I know you guys can see that I do have a little bit of glue still stuck on my lids. And that's because I used some glue yesterday and I can't seem to get it off today. Do the same on the other side. So this is the look that I used during Valentine's Day, like I said. And talking about Valentine's Day, this Valentine's is very special to me. Just because this is the first time that Ian and I spent Valentine's Day together. If you guys didn't know, Ian and I are, well, not anymore, but we were a long distance couple, and he's American. Obviously I'm Filipino and I lived in the Philippines and now I live in the States. We were long distance for 3 years. And I know a lot of people have been doing that longer than we have, but just 3 years was long enough. So that's why this Valentine's was really important to us, because we never really got to spend it together on the day itself. So that's kind of cool. Okay, now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with another Beauty Cosmetics brush, but this one doesn't have a name and it doesn't come within the deluxe set. But this one is, I've had this for so long, the pink handle, and this is something that I would use like just to put a little more depth or like a darker color on my outer V or outer U. And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna grab this dark brown right here. So for all the colors that we've used are matte colors. So I'm just gonna use that and concentrate on my outer V and just dab that color right there. I just want a little bit more depth into this look. So I'm just gonna be doing that and then bringing it up a little bit. Okay, now that that's done, I am gonna go in with my e.l.f. Molten Liquid Eyeshadow. I absolutely love this product right here from e.l.f. I also have the, I think the rose gold one, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I'm not gonna be using a concealer because this product right here can do the job of cut creasing. Creasing the cut? Anyway. I'm not gonna go full on crease. I'm just gonna start at the bottom. I'm gonna go in with my D6 and I'm just gonna put a little bit more product in there. And I start from the bottom and I just gently drag it down. I'm just gonna stop right where that line is on my crease. Look at how pigmented this is, and it dries fairly quickly. It allows you to move the product around, but when it sets, it's done. So I'm gonna go back in with my 217, and I'm gonna go deepen that color again. The two colors that we mixed, I'm just gonna deepen that again. Back in with a D8 and the fuchsia one, and I'm just gonna stamp that on to create a gradient effect from the dark brown to the gold. Time to do the other eye. Now Now that that's done, just to give this gold color a little bit more pizzazz, I'm gonna go in with this gold eyeshadow right here, and I'm just gonna use my ring finger and tap that on, and also tap it in the gold. It just seals the color in and also looks so much better. There you go. Like it deepens that color a little bit more. Next, I'm gonna go in with a D10, and I'm just gonna use the white color that we used a while ago. Dab that on our brow bone, just to give this a little bit more of a blended partition. Then later on, I'm still gonna add a little bit more highlight. Okay, so I'm just gonna do my eyeliner. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a cat eye, and let's see if I can build it up or not. I'm just gonna do a little tiny line. And I'm using the Maybelline Hypersharp. Alright, now that I have my liner on, I'm just gonna go in with my Uemura eyelash curler and my L'Oreal Voluminous Paradise, and I'm just gonna hit that really quickly. Curl it. I usually curl one side first, and then I put on my mascara, and then I do the other side, just because I feel like my lashes aren't that cooperative when it comes to curling. Like, they easily fall flat on their face right after. Alright, next I'm just gonna pop on some lashes. You can use any dramatic lashes that you want. I usually like the ones that are tapered in front and then fuller on the outer corners of the eye. The ones that I'm using right now, I get from Tina. I bought a bunch of them before I left for the States, and I'm not sure if her contact still sells them, but you can use whatever dramatic lashes that you want, because this is really gonna define the look. Right, that's tacky enough. Just pop it on. I don't really use tweezers, to be honest. I just make sure that it's really close to the lash line. Okay, look at the difference. Like, this is the side with the lashes, obviously, and this is without, and I love lashes. I just absolutely love them. So when I was younger, way before I met Ian, I would talk to guys online, like my friends, and if one of them I liked, I would make sure that I would wear falsies on, because I feel like falsies are the best, like, easy. Honestly, to me, they were easy back then to pop on. They were super easy to pop on, and if you had those on the webcam, it looked like you had really nice eyes, even if you didn't have any eyeshadow or whatever. It just looked like you had longer and fuller lashes. Then I'm gonna go back in with a liner. This is one of the tricks that I love doing, just so that it's super seamless. I'm sure a lot of you already do this, but just to make it even blacker, I stick really close to it, and I just drag it so that it'll seal the deal. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tightline. I'm gonna be using a brown kohl, and this is from Kiko Milano. This is their intense color, and I'm just gonna make sure that there are no gaps in between. I know this look is extra, and you guys can skip this if you want. I just want it to look a little bit more put together. I'm also gonna use this on my waterline. You can use black if you'd like, but I'm just gonna go in with a softer look, so I'm just gonna use brown today. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the face. I'm not gonna do anything on the underside of my eyes yet, because I wanna do my foundation first. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of color correcting. I'm gonna use the CATRICE Camouflage Wake Me Up Concealer. I'm just gonna warm that up with my ring finger and dab that, just to hide my under eye circles. Also, the darkness that I have. It may seem like I don't have any of it, but I do. I love this color because it instantly brightens up my face as well, even if I'm gonna use foundation. And then I'm gonna go in with my Swatch kit, and this is the one that you can make yourself. You can put eyeshadows, blushes, whatever that you want. I did concealers, and I'm gonna pop on that green concealer on areas where I am red, because honestly, yesterday I did the Aztec clay mask and I was a little bit red. So I'm just gonna pop that over here, here, and around my nose area, because that's definitely where I need it. Next, for foundation, I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion. This has SPF 15 and it has hydrating elements to it. I know it has like coconut extract, and does it say here? It doesn't, but I'm using 119A Buff Beige, and I'm not gonna be using this right now, but I'm gonna be using my Flower Beauty Blender. I'm just gonna dab that in. I love using this right now just because it gives me the hydration that I need, because it's still winter. It has medium coverage. You can still see a little bit peeking through, but you can definitely build it up. It's not full coverage, but I like that it's hydrating and the coverage of it is nice. Also, it's very dewy. Not scarily dewy, but it is dewy. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more just to show you that I can build this up. I forgot to tell you guys that I already primed my face prior to the video, and of course I moisturized it. For moisturization, I used my e.l.f. Daily Moisturizer, and then for primer I used the Ordinary, what is this called? High Adherence Silicone Primer, just because it's also hydrating, but it does fill in your pores, so I do enjoy that product a lot, especially now that it's still winter. I can't wait for it to be spring, just because I am so used to being in hotter weather, because obviously I'm Filipino and I just need the hotter weather. Now that we're done with that, I'm gonna go in with some liquid concealer. I'm gonna be using the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer from CATRICE. Talked about this before, absolutely love it. I'm using 01 Porcelain, and it gives me the coverage that I want and need, and it also brightens up my face. I'm gonna be using this Echo Tools Beauty Blender. And especially in times like this, I absolutely love using a smaller one because it's more precise. And I feel like a bigger one does blend things easily, but I do like the precision of this, especially under the eyes. I'm gonna add that as well right over on this area, bridge of my nose, down here. Okay, just to give it a little bit more brightness. Next, I'm gonna go in with my favorite setting powder. This is the AIRSPUN Loose Face Powder in Natural. I'm just gonna dab that on, and I'm gonna use this to bake my base. Going in with the sponge that I used earlier, and I'm just gonna put that everywhere. Now that we're baking that area, I'm gonna go in with some contour, and the one that I really have been loving is the Profusion contour. I've talked about this in my favorites video. I'm gonna be using my D16 brush, and I'm gonna go in with the light and the medium, and I mix that together. I just love using this brush for contour, also for highlight, so it just gives me an extra precise area. And then to contour my nose, I'm using this Maybelline eyeshadow palette. I think it's the Fashion Brow, and this one is in a dark brown. So I also use the brush that comes with it, and I'm using the one intended for the nose contour. And I'm just gonna start at the bridge. And bring it up. Definitely gonna blend that out afterwards. I also bring it up towards that. I bring it up towards my brows. Okay, now I'm gonna be removing my bake. I'm gonna be using my D32. Absolutely love this to remove my bake. The bake that I set. To remove the powder. I just love the shape of this. Perfect for that. Gonna go in with a bronzer. I am using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Bronzer. Okay, for bronzer, I'm gonna be using the D23 from Beauty Cosmetics. Tap that on and use that to bronze up my face. Smells amazing. This smells so good. And I love this. It just brings life to my cheeks. For my blush, I'm gonna be using the D24, and the one that I'm using today is the Maybelline Fit Me in Wine. This is just a little bit deeper than my usual pinky tones, and it's just a little bit more romantic. Okay, now that that gave me a wash of color, I'm gonna go back in with my contour palette, and I'm using the beige highlight right here. And I'm gonna go in with my D32. And I just do this just to give it a little bit of an extra cut. So I'm just gonna cut it right here. Just to make sure that there is a definition, like a cut for it. Then I'm gonna go back under the eyes, hit that a little bit, just to brighten my face up. Okay. For highlight, I'm gonna be using the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive, and I'm gonna be using the D16 again. I have two sets of the brush for Beauty Cosmetics because I love it. And I'm just gonna smile and put that on. For an everyday thing, I usually use my JCat Beauty highlighter. I've been loving that. I feature that a lot in my IG stories, and you can get that in JCat Philippines. But for an extra bling, I am definitely going with this one. Gonna do the tip of my nose. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so pretty. And then right here in the middle. There you go. Cupid's bow. You can go extra with this. And up here. I'm also gonna be putting this on my inner corners. Okay, now that that's done, the eye look, honestly, you can stop right here if you don't want to do anything for your under eyes anymore. But in the look that I did a little bit more just to amp up the color. Okay, so this is by far one of my favorite brushes from the set. This is the D4. It's just a really small tapered brush that you can use to buff out color on the under eyes. First off, I'm gonna go in with the transition shade that we used, and I'm gonna do that all over my lower lash line and bring it down a little bit. Next, I'm gonna go in with the two shades again, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit of that. And do the same. Last, I'm just gonna go in with the dark brown, and I'm just gonna put that in the outer corner of the under eye and make sure that it connects. Just gonna blend that a little bit more. I'm also gonna be going back in with the Ofra highlight that I used, and I'm just gonna pop that on my brow bone as well, just on the high points. Spread that out. I really enjoy using the highlighter that I used as my brow bone highlight and in the inner tear ducts, just because it feels like it's more put together. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more over here. Last thing for the eyes, I'm gonna go back in with my mascara, and I'm just going to put some on my lower lashes. Lastly, to set my face, I'm going to use 2 setting sprays because I'm extra like that. I'm doing the Make It Last and the Make It Dewy because I like both of them. So this is both from Milani. I'm gonna go in with Make It Last first. I definitely like the sprayer for this more than the other one. And I'm also gonna use my mirror to fan myself out just a little bit. And then going in with the Make It Dewy. I don't understand the spray of this, but it does make my face really dewy. I try to go lower because I just don't get it. If you guys want to spend a little bit more on the illuminating setting spray, I suggest that you get the Cover FX. Absolutely love this for brightening my face, or the Pixie one, the Glow, and the hydrating one are my favorites. Lastly, I'm going to be doing my lips. I'm going to be lining with Essence Long Lasting Lip Liner. Absolutely love this in 05 Lovely Frappuccino. And it's a retractable one. This is a gorgeous nude color. So I'm just going to line my lips with this. Just going to overline a little bit. And then I'm not gonna line my whole lip, but I'm gonna go in with the Ofra Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Manila. This is my favorite nude from them. Not because it's named Manila, because that's where I'm from, but this is just a beautiful pinky nude color that absolutely goes with a lot of the looks that I love. And it's so beautiful. Alright, so this is the Rosé in the Air Valentine's look that I did for you guys. A lot of berries, warm tones. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. This is the first time that I'm doing a makeup tutorial for you guys, and you really wanted to see how I did this during Valentine's Day, so I'm putting this out there for you. I really do hope you enjoy it. I absolutely love this look. I do like the full glam of it. I love the long lashes. I love the colors all together. That palette, Rosé in the Air, which is what this tutorial is named after, it's just so beautiful. Absolutely loved it. It is really a bargain as compared to the Modern Renaissance palette, but that palette is also a beautiful palette. But if you are more into an affordable palette that still gives you the same effect, then I suggest that you try the Wet n Wild one. All products will be listed down below as well, even the brushes that I used, links where you can find them, and I really hope that helps you out a lot. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, I would super appreciate it if you did, and also hit that notification bell so you guys are notified every time I upload a video. Alright, so that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah!